by the heart. The first sound of the heart is called love sound, and the second sound of the heart is called dove sound. So if you are asked to differentiate between love and dove sound of the heart, then what you need to say is that the first sound of the heart is called love sound and the second sound of the heart is called dove sound. The next point which you can include here is that love sound is produced by the closure of AV valves. AV valves like tricuspid and bicuspid valves. And dove sound is produced by the closure of semilunar valves. See, the semilunar valves are usually present which are present at the beginning of pulmonary artery, okay, and aorta. Okay, at the beginning of pulmonary artery and aorta. Like if this is the heart, okay, here I have drawn the diagram here. Then again, here aorta. Okay. Now here the semilunar valves. Semilunar valves. The semilunar valves which are present at the beginning of pulmonary artery and aorta, they are called the valves which are present at the beginning of pulmonary artery and aorta is what we call semilunar valves. Now what happens is that first when the atria contracts, okay, no, when the ventricle contracts then AV valves closes to prevent the backflow. So that time the first sound is produced. Okay. Then after that what happens? Followed by the closure of the semilunar valves. So all the blood goes into the pulmonary artery and aorta. Then after that, these semilunar valves closes. Okay. So closure of these semilunar valves which are present at the beginning of pulmonary artery and aorta is what we call dove sound. Okay. So just now 2 points I told you. Love is the first sound of the heart. Dove is the second sound of the heart. Love sound is produced by the closure of AV valves, and dove sound is produced by the closure of semilunar valves. Then again, to hear this sound, okay, doctor mostly uses the instrument called stethoscope. So this also point you need to remember here. Then after that, let's start another topic, that is pulse. Okay, pulse is actually, it is the contraction and relaxation of atrial wall during ventricular systole. Okay, so this is how we can define this pulse. Then again, blood pressure, the pressure which is exerted on the atrial wall during ventricular systole. When the ventricle contracts, that time, how much pressure is exerted on the wall of the atria, on the wall of the artery, is what we call blood pressure. Then, in order to measure the blood pressure, we have the instrument called sphygmomanometer. Okay, and the normal blood pressure is 120 by 80. Okay, 120 represents systolic pressure, and again 80 represents diastolic pressure. Systolic pressure means when the heart chamber contracts, so that time how much pressure is exerted on the artery wall, that represents the systolic pressure. And diastolic pressure means when the heart chamber relaxes, that time how much pressure is exerted, okay, or exists on the wall of artery is what we call diastolic pressure. So normal human being usually have 120 by 80 blood pressure, okay, systolic and diastolic pressure. Then after that comes the person with high blood pressure, more than this normal, okay, pressure is said to be suffering from the condition called hypertension. Then again one more complication is there related to heart, and that is myocardial infarction, okay, which is commonly called as heart attack. Okay, what happens? We have already learned about coronary artery, okay, left and right. If these coronary arteries are blocked, okay, due to the formation of some blood clot and all, so that time what happens? The person is said to be suffering from myocardial infarction. Okay, this much in this video, student.